Hey people, Inquisitor 2v2, Ancestors Rest, blue team. Finale is a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets. There he goes. Alongside, Sealos as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. Red team, Taneli is a Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Rounding off the teams, it's oLev as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support, fighting in melee by default with a basic synapse. I shall call you Romero. Very brightly colored today, Romero. We have a natural VP in the west for the blue team, natural in the east for the red team, and of course a central contested victory point. Inquisitor versus the Tyranids in the south. Oh, what is this? Is this Talon Desert Raiders recolored? I think it is. And in the north, the Apothecary versus all them Orks. We got Tactical Marines up, we got double shooters up, Sluggers maybe looking for a flank here. Apothecary couldn't finish the decap. Mekboy taking a bunch of damage though. In heavy cover, Sluggers need to get in and make their move. Scouts dropping a model to shoot the fire. Apothecary gets in. Mekboy tried to teleport in and tie up those tacks, I think. Sluggers getting in with burners, but that was a great special there from the Apothecary. Scouts dropped another model, and there's a full retreat from Taneli. If the Apothecary didn't get that special attack on knockdown basically all the Sluggers, that could have been way worse. Did not lose a Marine, just a couple of Scouts, but they are going to get their power hit. Oh, they got some more Scouts here to poke at things with their bolt guns. Double shooters will have a word with some Daka. Heavy cover there for the Scouts. Cover is directional in this game, so the shooters could get at an angle and shoot them. But they're just going to melee them, of course. Sluggers decapping. Need to be very careful now, those Sluggers. They're quite low. Okay, they are retreating. A full Orc retreat there. And you know what? They only lost 3 models, I think. They killed 2 Scouts, decapped the power, bashed the power. They have that rec point capped the whole time. That was a good start for the Orcs there. Back towards the south. 2 players in the south naturally will be on the central VP a bit more, I feel like, the way the map's laid out. 2 gens up here. Apothecary's going to try and decap this rec point. That's fully matured at plus 20 in the 2v2 map. Look at that though. Mekboy teleporting in with a death gun right in the Apothecary's face. And that was a huge amount of damage. This will suppress units, infantry units, and do tons of damage if they get close, as you see there. Has a limited firing arc. He can teleport while the gun is set up. The Warrior Brood in the south for oLev has double termagants. Good old double termagants. Flamers doing some work though, eh? Barb Strangler Warrior Brood now. One of them died. Here comes the Hive Tyrant. Romero getting stuck in. Sentinel stomps in. Hormagaunts with a fantastic flank. And they wipe out those guardsmen. I'm not sure if those fellas also had flamers. I don't think they did. So the squad with the flamers, which are more valuable, more expensive, were preserved. Sluggers on the prowl. They have double shooters behind them. Mekboy is going to be busy capping, so can't cover this little push here. Another Warrior Brood for oLev on the way. Sealos with a heavy weapon squad. Oh, they cancelled the Warriors. They were just left on Overwatch, I guess. Big shooters for the shooter boys, and a knob leader on one of the squads too. Apothecary makes their move. They need to leave cover to do that. Taking a bunch of damage. Aiming, what's that? Suppresses him. Sluggers casually burning down the node. And the gen there. Again, decent little push from Finale. Scouts need to pull their weight because he's got 2 scout squads. So the shotguns need to do work, and he needs to get some nice grenades in maybe. Looks like they're waiting for the Sluggers to make a move before they use shotguns and or grenades, and Finale kept the Sluggers back there. Just let the Daka do its thing. Back to the south. Barb Strangler Warrior Brood keeping those guardsmen suppressed. Heavy bolter in play now though. Seems to be firing on the Warriors, which are really low. Incredibly low. Very lucky to still have 2 models on 47 hit points or whatever it was. Not sure what the Inquisitor is doing. Oh, she has a crossbow bolt pistol, so she is standing back and shooting stuff. crippling volley can lock down a unit, a melee infantry unit, so it could stop the Hive Tyrant in its tracks. Hormagaunts, meanwhile, back at base, healing up. They're really fiercely fighting over this contested wreck point, aren't they? I guess they're trying to get through to the power ultimately. Scouts retaking the wreck point. Can they get through? No flamer on the way. They have to bolt gun it down, but they're going to have a go at it. Purification rights in for the Apothecary. Nice way to mess with the sluggers when they get close to your stuff with that knockback and damage. Romero runs away, breaking stuff as he goes. And the center is very red. Tier 2s for Taneli and oLev. And they did indeed get through to the power, but there's a bunch of Daka on those tacks. I'm not sure why they're staying here so long. Did not need to lose that second model there. That's for sure. I mean, the first one you get caught by the suppression of the Mekboy teleporting in and a bunch of Daka, but kept those guys in play. I guess they were trying to wait for the scouts to grenade something, I think. That's the only explanation I have. It didn't pay off. Warrior Brooder reinforced them back out to the field. Inquisitor, should have been in heavy cover there or something, but she was just hanging around the wreck point. Just took it back, maybe. On the power are the Tyranids. None of the little fellas have been upgraded. No toxin sacks and no adrenal glands for them. Just got a Warrior Brood up. Barb Strangler and went tier 2. Here comes a stomp. Heavy bolter should get rid of them unless here comes Romero. Can they get in on it? You can't suppress this guy, but they will take huge amounts of damage if they get close to that heavy bolter. But they're able to get in from a flank, and the power bask continues. Sea loss with only guardsman, sentinel, and heavy weapon squad, finding it difficult to deal with all this stuff. Meanwhile, back to the north is the northeast. Natural power for red. The tactical marines have their sergeant down to 2 models. They may just keep them like this and upgrade them into stern guard to get all the models back. And a customized storm bolter is in. Can now attack from range more effectively, the Apothecary. Here comes a plasma cannon. I thought we were going to see tier 2 into an assault squad. It seems set up for it, right? There's double shooters, there's this def gun, you've got purification rights already, but no assault marines. Hormagaunts get a good special on the heavy weapon squad there. Can they finish him off? I think they're okay. Capillary Tower went up a little bit late to help out their speed there. They got a full bash and a decap on this power though. It's a plasma cannon indeed. Here it is. By tier 2 into assault marines, by the way, I was saying they could get the, the sergeant immediately and that kind of thing. Not that they need tier 2 to get assault marines. In case someone out there was confused. Mekboy teleport to the mid. The first time we've seen the Orks in the mid, grabbing that contested victory point. There's tier 2 for Finale, the last player to go. oLev has a zone thrope. Provides a health regeneration synapse to nearby Tyranids. Has an artillery attack that doesn't hit friendly units, so it's quite easy to use. Very squishy though. There's a brood nest up from the Hive Tyrant's global bar, providing more health regen and reinforcement. I assume that stacks with the zone thrope's health regen. I'm not sure though. It's not always clear how things stack with each other or not. Sea loss taking, I think, quite a big risk and going for a Manticore here. When you've got such a light tier 1 straight into a Manticore, you really need that Manticore to do huge amounts of work for you. I mean, they do have tons of requisition still, so they could go straight into another unit once that Manticore rolls out. Maybe a Ogrin squad, actually, because it would force some toxin sacks purchases, maybe. Just have to try to avoid the Barb Strangler. And they could soak up damage and do some good stuff for you. Here's the Manticore. Is it going to fire? It is going to fire immediately. This is really close range. So the rockets will fall quite quickly. One of them seemed to hit the arch. Get some few decent hits in there. oLev does not seem bothered. Just hung out while the Manticore was coming in. Are they trying to get the Sentinel down? And that Sentinel has the missile launcher. And they get it. Base turrets failing to do their job there. Well, I guess they can't suppress the Hive Tyrant, and they were not bothered by the damage, able to stay in there long enough to get the Sentinel down, which is a big blow for Sealos. That thing had the missile launcher. Meanwhile, north, scouts are dackered to death. Sluggers have their Nob leader, who's very scary. And we got some tank busters. And Taneli does indeed have Stern Guard veterans here. Plasma cannon, oh, misfires. Stern Guard can change their ammo to combat all targets. They'll be using Hellfire rounds a lot against all this light infantry orc stuff to do damage over time. Apparently it's some kind of acid. So it seems like bad news. There's a Ripper swarm reinforcing off the brood nest. Have I ever seen that before? I don't think I have. Rippers are coming out of these capillary towers, by the way. Scouts of Taneli getting a decap, but here's a bunch of Daka. Fully upgraded shooter boys. Really bad news for scouts. They've infiltrated there with elite training. Meanwhile, in the south, look at those Rippers go. They probably do like 1 DPS literally, but fantastic for tying things up. They're like very small. They're small or tiny unit size, so quite difficult to hit with ranged weapons. Zone Throat has taken some damage. Their brood nest is still up. And oh, the power's still decapped. Been a rough tier 2 so far in the south for the blue team. Surprised Finale hasn't come and tried to get a big flank or something, maybe. They've got a battery pack. I was thinking, hey, maybe you should get electric armor and come and flank and do a big teleporty electric thing, but battery pack is in. Manticore, some really good hits, you know. Really good hits. Warrior Brood, again, a little bit lucky to get away with 2 models there. A little bit lucky. Romero's having a grand old time level 2. No war gear. But seems to have been used really effectively so far. Sealos has Stormtroopers in play. Might have been worth getting 2 heavy weapon squads, actually. To chain those firing arcs together. So that this guy can't kind of stroll in as easily. At an angle kind of thing. Stormtroopers getting messed up. They have their assault kit, so they get a frag grenade and even more range. Guardsmen staying way too close. Trying to draw fire with them, maybe. But they have to run now. And Ripper, that Ripper swarm. Double Ripper swarm play. Making it very difficult for Sealos to get things done. Inquisitor trying to take down Romero. Or at least make them run. Yeah, and Rippers can't get suppressed, I'm pretty sure. They are getting messed up, though. 2 hit points. Okay, 1 group of Rippers is down. The mid is blue. And it looks like Finale perhaps is coming to try and assist in the south. Oh, they now have double sluggers fully upgraded, so that's the nasty flank, potentially. Really nasty. And support them with a have a taste, of course. Here we go. Oh, there's Call the Boys, I think. Just reinforced stuff. Termagants are wiped. Can they get in on the Warrior Brood? They can. And very near... Oh, they do wipe them. Awesome flank from Finale. Takes out those pesky Rippers. And there's yet more Rippers. Oh, the Zone Throat went down as well. oLev had a really rough time there. Just got a tier 3 Lictor up. And here's a tank for Taneli. But that was one hell of a flank, and that is one hell of a plasma cannon shot. Wow. Can they call the boys again? I think the boys have been called, and they can't call them again so quickly. Manticore. Sealos aiming for the tank there, I think. Superb play. Rough flank for oLev. Lost a Warrior Brood. Hormagaunts died at some point. All their Rippers. The Zone Thrope. Termagants. Not sure when the Hormagaunts went down, actually. You can see some over there. And we do have some Ogrins for Sealos. Super heavy infantry squad that can disrupt and draw fire and do some really good damage to all targets as well. Susceptible to suppression and anything that impedes their movement, of course, such as crippling poison here. Oh, the tank goes down. Last cannon getting it done, eh? I was not expecting that thing to go down. Neurotrope on the way for oLev. Red team are now reeling. Although they have the mid. They do have the mid. But yeah, they have 5 units between them at the moment. The tier 3 Lictor runs. Very powerful assassin type unit. They do all sorts of good stuff here. 283 to 329 on the VPs. Gene still a brood on the way now for oLev. That may be a direct response to those Ogrins. What is this? That's a bunch of Orks. Tank Buster's going to power bash. Trying to get those Marines on the flank. Couldn't quite get it done. Apothecary was there to heal if they needed it, I think. And here's the Gene Stealer brood. What are they doing? I don't know. Up to no good. There's Paroxysm from the Neurotrope. Fantastic at high health infantry. That Paroxysm does percentage-based damage. And they're getting Leech. That was Spirit Leech there to drain energy off those Ogrins. And then the Neurotrope dies. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention to its health there. It seemed to die immediately. The Tank Buster's hitting it with the barrage. Well, Neurotrope is dead. Plasma Cannon with some hits on the shooters, and they all lived. And we have some Terminators for Taneli. Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Inspiring on kill. Because everyone likes to see a Terminator clear thing. What is this? It's power bashing Orks. Sluggers with their burners get into burning. And covered and supported by the Mekboy. Teleports in to mess with the Termagants. Gonna be a full bash, I think. Lictor jumping in. This thing does heavy melee damage. And it can infiltrate for free. Does not drain its energy. Flesh hook, leap. All sorts of stuff. It's also got a fast cap. Gene Stealers in amongst the sluggers. They're meant to be melee superiority, but they got messed up there. Tier 3 Lictor also, I think it's going to be okay. It is okay. Tier 3 for Sealos, the last player to go. Red team taking the blue team's natural thanks to some fast capping Stern Guard. 271, 281, very close in VPs. oLev, oh, gets another Neurotrope. Continuing to recover from those tier 2 losses. Terminators with some power fists for the Ogrins. Have a Cyclone Missile Launcher. Sluggers on them though. Double Sluggers on them. Sluggers can do a surprising amount of damage to Terminators. One of them died actually. See some advanced healing here. Apothecary runs. The Terminators cannot run. But they teleport out. Sluggers just brutalizing those Marines. Stern Guard barely make it out. I think. Yes. 27 hit points. One of them makes it out. And there's that Paroxysm again. Cyclone Missile Launcher Barrage mainly hits the wall. Waller's doing a whole bunch of heresy. Ogrins on the Gene Stealers. And there's Hammer of the Witches. Also have the Mandate for the Inquisitor. Gene Stealers do not have the Adrenal Gland support. Also no support from the Hive Tyrant with improved Synapse or something. The center is red. Romero, the Hive Tyrant, just took it. Well done, Romero. We all believe in you. Ogrin's having a go. Despite being at like half hit points, that was a well-timed Cataclysm you saw there from the Neurotrope to knock them down. And there's that Paroxysm again. It's so painful. It also slows you down a little bit. Should really have the debuff circle for slowing them down, but I think it caused problems when they tried to add it. Same kind of thing with the Holy Pyre of the Inquisitor that debuffs your damage that doesn't have a debuff circle. Cyclone Missile Launcher at close range on the double sluggers. That was quite cool. They also got shotgunned, I think, for good measure. Plasma Cannon Hits a couple of them, but they're still going. Romero says hello. No war gear, but it's still a big 9-foot alien fella. With claws the size of guardsmen. Talons, I guess you'd call them. Down goes the Mekboy. Red team starting to pull ahead with a 2-to-1 cap here. Battle wagon on the way for Finale. We have some Bullgrins up now for Silos. An upgrade for the Ogrins. Gives them these big slab shields. They can electrify opponents to suppress them. And they get some power mauls, I think they're called, and they have slightly more damage than the guns that they smacked you with before. Also get some defensive bonuses and things. It's a nice upgrade for those fellas. They do have to give up Disruption though, because Disruption is amazing. They do get a big area of effect suppression though. Tier 3 Lictor goes down. Romero's going to have to flee. Gets a special first. Inquisitor throws up her mandate for some reason there. For speed, maybe? Usually you'd see her use that for capping or just trying to stay alive in general. Stone Guard veterans using And They Shall Know No Fear, which gives them this chance to knock things back in melee and some other defensive buffs. It does slow them down though. And yeah, even with that active, trying to take on fully upgraded sluggers is a risk. And the Stone Guard fall. Now the Terminators are in trouble. Do they have their teleport available? If not, there we go. If not, they're in huge trouble. Cyclone Missile Launcher Barrage, which makes them stand in place for a second and take even more damage. Can they get them down here? Here comes the Apothecary sprinting forward with the armor of Apothecarian. Where's the heal? Are they using? They're using advanced healing. Need to throw the single target heal in there, I think. Maybe it's on cooldown. I think these guys are dead. They are indeed dead. It's a big blow for the red team. Taneli down to just scouts and the plasma cannon. And the Apothecary falls now. Can they get the sluggers down maybe? Those guys are very low. Retreated just... They're lucky that plasma cannon didn't hit them. Lucky it didn't hit them. And there is a battle wagon. Meanwhile, Genestealer Brood with their rending claws are capping the blue team's natural. Red team are going to have a triple cap here despite Taneli's losses. They could get more Terminators once the cooldown comes off. Asukin on the way for Silos. Double Genestealers for oLev it is. No Carnifexers, eh? And any war gear for you. We have a bonded exoskeleton going in. Throws up invulnerability. There's Paroxysm. Bullgrins are using their... Use his shield there, I believe. It won't suppress the Hive Tyrant though, because it can't suppress him. And there's that Cataclysm again. Bullgrins dropping model there. Very, very nicely dealt with by the Neurothrope. 25 VPs, the blue team. They need to be really on it. Maybe something should be defending this VP here. Scouts taking Northern Rec Point. Genestealers just bash the power maybe. And that's hanging out. Inquisitor making her jazz hands. Oh, throws out the crippling volley it was. And also has Purgatus. Genestealers are in there though, and they are vicious. Purgatus tells them to stop. She's not running. Oh, they're going after the Stormtroopers. Oh, they couldn't click properly on those Stormtroopers. I think they should have been dead. With Genestealers on retreat path there. But they made it. 25-60. 2-1 for blue team. They've really not been on their VP game, have they? Now they're trying to get a triple cap. More Terminators for Taneli? No. They're calling in Marines. They lost their plasma cannon as well. Somewhere. Dead Marines everywhere. But they have some new tactical Marines. These guys did indeed get the decap, but they couldn't get the cap. And look at this. Sneaky, sneaky scouts. Mekboy can't see them. Bullgrins having a go at some Genestealers. Stuff is dying for oLev. I hear a Orks. Oh, Orks on base. A Orks on base from Finale. The red team down to 2 units each. This has got to be... I mean, they have a big VP lead. 200 VP lead, but They're so far behind in their armies now. Blue team really need to mess up to lose this, I think, and they're getting down to 18 VPs here. Got their natural decap, the mid decaps. Down to 14. They're gonna get a 2-to-1. Should really be getting a triple here, but it's not always easy. You don't always know like how much your enemies have lost on that kind of thing. Crushing Claws on the way for oLev. Another tier 3 Lictor. They still have the Neurotrope and some Gene Stealers. And are now a very dangerous Hive Tyrant. Tyranno form. Some decent hits. Also hits Romero. And they're tearing through this infantry here. Going after the Stormtroopers. Sealos really not microing their stuff here effectively. Stormtroopers are down, but I think the Hive Tyrant also down. 12 to 201. 2-to-1 cap. Land Raider Redeemer is up for Taneli. They have Stern Guard and some Devastators now. They're trying to recover. Stern Guard using Vengeance rounds, which are anti-vehicle, and here come double sluggers piling out the battle wagon. Beamy Death Gun to try and shoot down the Land Raider. Tank Busters there as well. It's not firing, there we go. Back towards the mid, it's turning red. Got a nuke, says Sealos. They do indeed. Mekboy going back to their Daka big shooter. They just got all the weapons. Rocket run. They're just trying to stop them from capping this VP here. 12 to 185. Red team doing an amazing job staying in this game. Well, they've got a VP lead. They're doing an amazing job contesting the victory points after they lost so much. Land Raider is being repaired. And there's some advanced healing in there too. And the Land Raider also has an anti-vehicle multi-melter, well, anti-everything multi-melter, so that battle wagon is taking a fair chunk of damage from the Stern Guard and the Land Raider. Beamy Death Gun's also doing a lot of damage to the Land Raider though. Here come Bullgrins. I think the Land Raider's going to fall. Yes it is. Land Raider down. Taneli's going to lose their entire army, I think. Stern Guard do not make it out. There's an orbital, but there's a triple cap for blue. And surely they can ride this out now. oLev recovers with yet more Gene Stealers. They did not get any Carnifexes up. Maybe they were trying something new for this game. Oofers indeed. Rough fight there for Taneli. Tried to stand their ground against the battle wagon, but maybe they couldn't see the Mekboy getting shots, and then Bullgrins were coming in anyway. Double cap for the blue team. Can they see this out with 12 VPs? What is this? It's the Lictor being all sneaky. Battle wagon running stuff over. Doing a decent job. The turret absolutely freaking out there. It's okay. Gonna be a... No, it's not gonna be a triple cap. That Lictor got onto the VP here. Up to the Inquisitor to sort it out. Level 6. Can throw Hammer of the Witches on. There he comes. Crunch. And it should... Yeah, dies in mid-air to plasma guns. Kazakin using them, and so those guards. Double. Soon to be a triple, I think. Mekboy's got this infantry locked down with a death gun. So he just got all the guns. Level 7, this Mekboy. Taneli with a scout squad are going to be trying to be sneaky and get a VP decap. There it is. There's the attempt. They haven't realized yet. You can decap while you're infiltrated, but you can't cap. Although you are revealed when you start decapping, as you saw there. They know something's here. Just need to get close enough to see it, and there's a triple cap, and there's the victory for the blue team. Back and forth. I thought blue team had messed up, not concentrating on VPs early enough. But they got it in the end. Nob Squad was on the way for finale. Level 7 Mekboy. Level 6 Inquisitor. Level 4 Apothecary, and Romero the Hive Tyrant, level 7, Had that really nasty flank against them, oLev, from the Orks. And yeah, it was tough to recover from then. They kind of did recover, but then had another bad engagement or two. They tripled Gene Stealers at the end. I mean, maybe if they just got standard Carnifexes out, they would have done better. But they wanted to try something different, I guess. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.